Hi, thanks for joining me today. We've had quite a lot of people in the room already, so thank you for taking the time out to register. My name is Mike Oxley. I'm the trainer manager at Salamander Pumps, and today I'm going to introduce the TankBoost. So why Salamander introduced this product? Salamander has designed and developed TankBoost to be the perfect solution to properties where water supply is required over 36 litres per minute in mains fed systems, where multiple outlets are being used across multiple floors at the same time. It's a single unit solution, and TankBoost is suitable for overcoming insufficient water pressure and flow, and it's an extension of our mains boosting range. TankBoost allows multiple outlets, i.e. 2 showers, to be run at the same time without a loss of performance if another outlet's opened, such as a kitchen tap or flushing the toilet. So we're going to go through some slides today, and you can ask any questions throughout using the chat facility. There's quite a lot of people coming in, so if we miss any questions, we can obviously come back to you at the end. There's some time at the end for some questions from you guys. There's also a chance halfway through to win a £50 Amazon voucher, so watch out for the question, and I hope you enjoy. So TankBoost, like I say, has been developed to fill a gap in the Salamander pumps range and delivers both high pressure and improved flow rates. It increases the flow of water up to 8 litres per minute and boosts pressure up to 3 bar. It's very quiet in operation, and it's suitable for restricted or lead main supply. The pump itself is stainless steel, it's centrifugal, and it's submerged in the tank itself. It's a very easy install, and you can choose additional stored water tanks if needed. We can offer category 5 variants as well, and the product comes with a 2-year warranty. So the product itself uses a submersible centrifugal pump, which ensures quiet pump during operation. The tank operates at 49 decibels, which is similar to our RP75 pump. That's a centrifugal pump. And like I say, it boosts the water flow and pressure up to 80 litres per minute at 3 bar. It's a solution when internal flow required is greater than 36 litres per minute. We've got a range of sizes, so we run all the way from the 100 litre to the 450 litre units. The usable capacity of water is in the name, so if it's 200 litres, there's a usable capacity of 200 litres of water, unlike an accumulator, which is half air, half water. So it stores a lot more water in a smaller footprint. Running from TankBoost of 100, which would be suitable for probably up to 2 bathrooms and a large combination boiler, all the way up to the TankBoost 450, which is suitable for a property with multiple bathrooms on multiple floors with drench head showers or a big, large unvented cylinder. The pump itself, it's a stainless steel unit. Its compact close-coupled design is robust and corrosion resistant. The impellers themselves are made from stainless steel in order to achieve the durability and efficiency at the highest of performance. The unit comes with an 8-metre cable supplied, ready to connect to a fuse spur using a 3-pin plug with a 5-amp fuse. Like I say, it's extremely quiet. It's centrifugal for a start, but the noise of the unit in operation is absorbed by the water. The pump's actually in the tank itself. The TankBoost operates on the same principle as one of our negative head pumps, so switches on and off by monitoring pressure rather than flow. When the control unit on it recognises that static pressure has fallen below the 2 bar, so when you open a tap, the pump kicks in. Basically, as soon as you turn the tap off or the shower off, the pump will run on slightly, but it's not on all the time. Whereas an accumulator, you need time after the unit to recharge. So it's quick to fill as well. Basically, the ball valve falls in the tank, which allows the incoming mains to fill the tank. It's refilling at the same time as you're using. So as it's pumping out, you're refilling the tank. There's not a run over, if you like, to recharge the tank. The control unit is fully calibrated before it leaves the factory, and you can show either bar pressure or the PSI during operation. The main benefits, it's compact in size, like I say, it holds more water in a smaller space to perhaps an accumulator. It's quiet in operation, it's 49 decibels, and like I say, it's quick to replenish because the water is filling the tank at the same time that the unit's pumping it out to the outlets. So where do we fit these? Application for these is where you have inadequate main supply or restricted incoming mains. So this product can be used on lead incoming mains. When internal property flow is required more than 36 litres per minute, this is the unit you should be using. Larger dwellings or multiple outlets across multiple floors or houses of multiple occupancy, small bed and breakfasts, that kind of thing. The bigger properties on multiple floors is where this unit fills the gap that we didn't have in our rest of our product range. We've got a chance for you also to win a £50 Amazon voucher. The question, obviously, we'll give you a couple of seconds to look through that, is what is the decibel rating of the TankBoost? And if you just want to pop your answer in the chat down the side there, the first person that comes through will win a £50 Amazon voucher. I think that's...
Oh, we've had quite a few already correct answers. That's really good. Obviously, everybody's been listening very intently.
There's quite a few. Wish I had more vouchers to give away, but...
Yeah, it looks like Maria got in there first with 49. That's right. Obviously, it's a very quiet pump. It's one of the quietest. Well, it's a quiet product. It's one of the quietest in our range, thanks to it being submerged within the water. So yeah, great. Thanks very much for entering, guys. And oh, I like that. Darn it. Yeah, Maria, we'll get back in touch with you to arrange the voucher to be sent out.
Yeah, well done, Maria. In Charlotte's saying it is very quiet. There's a lot of products on the market where the pumps maybe is external. The same principle as being the tank, but because the pump's submerged in the water, it keeps that operation noise really low. On the installation side of things, basically not really restricted where you want to install the TankBoost as well. So providing it's at the stopcock, obviously, and your potable water, your drinking water is taken off before the supply in the TankBoost, you're pretty free to fit where you need to. Obviously, considerations if it's in loft space because of the weight, and just ensure, like any other products we've got, that it's protected from frost. And best plumbing practice, put a double check valve before the unit there after the main stopcock. The diagram there just shows one unit being used, feeding the combi boiler or an invented system. Well, like I said before, if space is an issue, you can supply 2 tanks of a smaller size in a better area, better space, and just link them as in that diagram there. We do supply a tank connection kit as well. But obviously the pump's built in a dry run protection. So basically, if for whatever reason the incoming mains was to stop and the tank was to run dry because the water's getting pumped out, the dry run protection shuts the pump off to protect the pump. It's flexible with additional storage tanks, like I say. If you're fitting multiple tanks, then obviously using the same size tank is an additional size tank. We can obviously supply those as well. We had a case study in Huddersfield, and this is where the TankBoost came into its own. So we had a multiple property, 3-story property, multiple outlets, and on the 3rd floor, we had large drench head showers. Performance on the 1st floor was fine, but as you opened other outlets throughout the property, the performance dropped off quite dramatically. And we used this as a trial site, if you like, for the TankBoost. And basically the difference was amazing on all floors. So all the outlets were opened at the same time. And what we had at the start on the left-hand side of that picture was the drench shower head on the top floor. Basically a trickle, a drip coming out of there. With the TankBoost on and the taps running on the 1st and 2nd floor, the performance of the shower improved greatly. There's a little testimonial there from being installed out of the unit. And again, it was on the showers downstairs as well on the floor below that. We had the basin performing, and then after there with the TankBoost installed. That's the slide just to demonstrate the application of the product and how it works. From you guys, obviously there's some questions coming up and down at the side there. Is there anything you'd like to know about the product? Obviously, Richard, price of the unit would vary where you purchase the unit from. It's going to vary between merchants there, so I'll probably just do a little bit of a shop around and get a best price for that, Richard.
So you've got one there, Mike, that's come in. What are the temperature limits
For the
TankBoost?
it's for cold only. Sorry, so you wouldn't be able to use this on hot. It's for mains cold only.
Does it have to be sort of protected from extremities in maybe hot and cold? So maybe does it need...
Yeah, when you're locating it, obviously, just to make sure the temperature is between the 5 and 20 degrees there. So no, where you're locating, it's going to have to be considered just to obviously for Legionnaires.
Yeah, need to make sure that it's protected against frost. So to be fair, somewhere like a garage would be a good place to install it, where you know it's not going to get really extreme cold temperatures and really extreme low temperatures. High temperatures. We've also had a question there. When you say corrosion resistant, how long is the life of the pump? So it's probably quite a difficult one to say on the life of the pump. We offer
it's a 2-year
warranty on it, but we would expect that it would last longer than that with a stainless steel pump, isn't it, Mike?
Steel,
yeah.
So it shouldn't corrode.
And then we've got a question from Oliver. Hi, what sort of service will the unit require?
To be fair, it's really quite straightforward in its operation. So you've got a normal ball valve that lifts and folds the same as a cold water storage tank. The pump itself shouldn't need servicing, and draining the tank off to clean the water to use it all the time, just to make sure that the tank is full of clean water, the same you would do with a cold water storage tank elsewhere.
And then we've got a question: is there a minimum flow rate for filling the tank?
Like I say, you can fill it from lead mains. Obviously, the more restrictive it is, the longer it's going to take to replenish the tank as you're pumping out. If that's the case and you've got less than 12 liters per minute, you could also use different product in line with the TankBoost. So you could use the HomeBoost, which brings the water up to 12 liters per minute, and use that to supply into the TankBoost. Obviously, the more restricted the water is coming in, then obviously the longer it's going to take to fill back up.
Yeah. With a property where they've got a really like restricted income and mains, is it going to dictate what sort of size you would need? So would you need to say, for example, if you had really low income and mains, like 2 or 3 liters a minute, would you go for a bigger tank so that you had more stored water?
Bigger tank, or if location wise, you could fit an additional tank and link the tanks. So you've got more water capacity, obviously, to use in the duration that you've got the shower open, and allow for that time to refill the tanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And so just following on from that, what sort of considerations do you need to take when you're thinking about using one of the storage tanks with a TankBoost?
So location wise, do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, location, maybe like what sizing do you need? Do they have to be the same size? Could they be different sizes? Do they have to be on the same level?
If you're linking tanks, they have to be level on the same floor and have to be the same size, just to stop any imbalance of the water.
Great.
It doesn't replace the AccuBoost. It's basic, Richard. It's not replacement for AccuBoost. It fills the gap where as AccuBoost can supply up to 36 liters per minute, the TankBoost can supply up to 80 liters per minute, and it's flow and pressure. So it doesn't replace the AccuBoost. It's just in addition to the mains boosting range.
And then we've had a question: is the pump replaceable?
Is the pump replaceable? Yeah, you can replace the pump. Basically, It's quite easy. I've got the tank behind us. If it's quite easy to get in there. There's a lid on the top, so you can get inside the unit if you need to change the ball valve. If you were to need to change the pump, yeah.
We've got quite a specific question there, Mike, from Dave, who's asked if second floor shared 50mm main static pressure, 2.5 bar with a 12 litre minute tank fill, would TankBoost be okay?
With 12 litre minute tank fill, 10 litre minute tank fill. Yeah, basically second floor, 50 mil. You can the shared. You can use it on communal supplies. You can use it on shared mains as well. Yeah.
Is the pressure adjustable?
No, it's not a variable speed pump. It's a fix. It's fixed. So like I say, it's up to 3 bar and up to 80 liters per minute. Obviously, after the unit we supply, we advise you come off in 28 mil. Just obviously give the benefit of the unit where as far as you can down the line before you reduce down to 22 or 15. But if you go straight down to that, then obviously you'll restrict it a lot sooner.
Yeah, I've just seen a question come in again about the pricing. So obviously there's a various different pricing in the marketplace. So you do have to just shop around for a sort of specific price on what you would buy for. But I can tell you that our list prices range from about £1,100 for the smallest unit up to about £1,700 for the largest unit, and that's for the tanks. Then for the additional storage tanks, you're looking between £650 and £1,000 for the additional storage units.
So it's just a case of shopping around, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there'll be a spectrum of prices available in the market. We've then got a question about the power for the unit. What power does the unit require and run watts wise?
I think power consumption is like 730 watts. Power supply, like I say, it's a 5 amp fuse, but it's 730 watts on the power consumption.
And then so we've got when fitting before a hot water cylinder, do you use the pressure reducing valve or not? And how did you achieve that pressure in the case study you showed us? What was the minimum liters per minute? Oh, sorry. There isn't a minimum liters per minute required for a TankBoost. So long as you're getting some water through from the mains, TankBoost will work. So sorry, Mike, we'll just revert back to the previous question. When fitting before hot water cylinders, do you still use the pressure reducing valve or not? Did you achieve that pressure in the case study you showed us? Sorry, how did you?
So there's going to be limitations or restrictions, like you say, to a combination boiler or an invented system anyway. And that's the same as restricted taps and things like that. So depending on how restrictive the pipework is and depending on how restrictive the outlets are, yeah. I think there's probably a bit more to go into there, Shiraz. So if you want, we can come back to that one.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think Dave, we'll get a member of our technical team to contact you tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be nice to run through that with you, Shiraz,
any specific, any specific installations that you've got, we can get a member of our technical team to give you a bit of a more detailed site survey, site specification.
We'll run through the site with you and see what you've got there, what your pressures and your flows are initially, Shiraz, and then we can make sure it's the right unit for you.
Yeah, definitely. I just wondered, Mike, if you could maybe talk about some of the features of the product that make it easy to install.
Well, to be fair, it all comes ready to plug in. It's other than connecting the electrical supply and the incoming mains, and then obviously connecting the outlet. The only other thing really is the overflow. So making sure you've got use a ton dish and make it visible usually, and have a location suitable for that. But it comes ready-made, ready as one big unit just to slot in, if you like. So there's nothing for you to do in regards to installing the consumer unit, the ball valve. It all comes ready to play.
So Oliver has asked a really interesting question there. What size tank boost would be suitable for a combi boiler?
Again, it depends on what the combi boiler is. If you've got a small combi boiler, we've got the 100. And again, you just basically whatever size property is and what your requirements are.
So is it got a different pump within the different sized tank
No,
boost
it's it
models?
all no matter what the size of the unit is just the capacity of water. So it's the same pump in the different size tanks. So they'll all achieve up to 8 liters per minute
Yeah.
at 3 bar. But obviously the stored water is a consideration for how big the property is and how long you're going to be using the pump for.
Oliver's just come back there and he said he's got a 24 kilowatt combi and 1 bathroom.
Should be okay for the 100
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
Sounds like 100 would be perfect for that sort of installation.
Yeah. Just 1 bathroom, Oliver. So yeah.
Yeah. Maria's asked, what is and isn't included in the warranty? Are there any specific fitting requirements, method/installer needed to validate the warranty?
Unlike some of the products on the market and even some of the products in our range, it's a really easy install, if you like. So there's not a lot that would restrict where you can put the unit, i.e., what you could actually do to invalidate the warranty. But it's all outlined in the installation guide as well. So we have a tech team that can discuss that with anyone on a bespoke basis. So whatever property you've got and where you're going to locate it, we can make sure that it's installed correctly with you by calling our tech team.
Oh, this is another good specific sort of property example where I think TankBoost really comes into its own. So John said, good evening. I'm looking for a solution to an existing 3-story HMO property, which I suspect is piped in 15mm to multiple outlets from the mains. Would this product work in this situation?
So yeah, if it's if you've got 15 mil into the tank boost, that's fine. You're holding the water and you're pumping from that stored water capacity. Obviously, after the unit, if it's 15 mil throughout the property, it will restrict the what you can achieve from the tank boost. But yeah, it's a good solution for that. That's exactly what it's designed for.
Great. Sorry, so the Shiraz has asked a question on how do you calculate what product is needed for what function? Is there some sort of formula you use to boost water?
I mean, like I say, it depends on the size of the property. To be fair,
Yeah.
and
We
how long
kind of
you're going
look
to be
at it.
using one.
We kind of look at it in a in this sort of situation, we'll look at it in kind of a broad sort of sense where we look at the number of bathrooms that you've got, what size
Yeah.
combi you've
How
got,
many
and
is going to be likely to be used at the same time? How long are you going to be running that for? And what your incoming flow rate's like, and things like yeah.
exactly. And we've got a pretty well trained and clued up technical team who are able to use that information and then determine exactly what product will be able to deliver the requirements for that property.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
lots
like I
of
say,
different considerations that we
there's a
take
few
into.
there's a few more kind of like specification questions there. And Guy, the same as Shiraz, what we can do is we can contact you and go through exactly what you've got in your property and find a solution, whether it's a tank boost or it's something else. But
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah, well,
Maria, the warranty, what isn't included in the warranty? So obviously the warranty is 2 year. So as long as it's installed correctly, we can't foresee any issues during the 2 years anyway. But we can come out and we can have a look at the product for you. We don't install. If it's a service visit or anything like that, we can come to site, obviously. But that's yeah. Should try and keep up with the questions.
yeah, so what might be a good idea is following this webinar, we will send out a site specification form to everybody who's sort of registered to the webinar, and that'll mean that everybody's got access to it. So if you come across a job in the future, you can complete that form and send it over to our technical team, who will then be able to use the information you've provided to be able to specify the products. So even if you haven't got a job right now, but you'll be able to use that in the future.
Oliver, yeah, we are looking at obviously our website's really helpful, not just for the mains boosting, but for all the products in our range. So we have really good specification tool on our website if you want to have a look at that as well. And I'll ask you questions about what kind of system you have, and then basically split down into what kind of products we have that are available that will be suitable. And do you have any stickers for van merchants? I'm sure we can get something out to you, Oliver. Again, just drop her an email or we'll get in touch with you. You don't need an invented ticket to install this, Maria, no.
This is really good. There's lots of really interesting questions coming through. Yeah, Paul, just so you know, everybody who's maybe joined us a little bit later than 6:30 this evening will be able to access the full presentation from the beginning following the live stream.
Yeah.
No bother, Graham, we can get some free stickers for your van as well.
Yeah. Just on the question earlier on for the unvented cylinder, obviously you still need the pressure reducing valve before that, yeah. Just as, yeah, it's part of the safety features for an unvented, so you will still need that, you can't get rid of that.
Shiraz has just sent another question in there, Mike. Do you need a mini shock arrestor on combi when installing a TankBoost?
I don't think you do. No, I can find out again, Shiraz. It's not something that I don't think you should need a shock arrestor for that.
And then we've got, will it give constant 3-bar pressure at all times?
So yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's the obviously your floor and your bar pressure. It'll depend on the system. It depends on what you're pumping, how many outlets you're using, but it's going to achieve up to 3-bar.
So I think maybe what's quite important to point out at this point is that we use a fixed speed pump rather than a variable speed pump. I know the variable speed will maintain a certain pressure. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, so basically the variable just basically steps up, yeah, but we don't see a need for using a variable speed on this.
I had another question actually. What sort of applications do you think TankBoost would be suitable for? Like, is it a good option for a gym maybe, or a hotel?
Yeah, let's say any larger anywhere where there's a requirement for more than that 36 liters per minute. This is the product that we've got now that are basically to fit in place. So more outlets being used at the same time. So like you say, a gym where showers going to be used at the same time. Bigger houses on multiple floors where you're going to get more people using it. So student accommodation, things like that.
We've got another question. What is the outlet size of TankBoost, or does it vary by product size?
On the unit itself, it's an inch female connector on the outlet and 1/2 inch male inlet. And the pipework off the top, try and take that 28 mil as far as you can before you reduce down. Yeah.
Is TankBoost okay for a WC fill valve?
Sorry, Charlotte.
Dave's asked, is TankBoost okay for a WC fill valve?
Yeah, so if you want to if you're refilling your toilets, is he saying? Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's asking if you can use TankBoost for a toilet cistern.
Yeah. Toilets, showers, taps.
Is there any outlets that maybe TankBoost isn't suitable for?
Not that no.
There's a difficult question for you, Mike. Is there anything that we can't use TankBoost for?
What's the same milkshake machine that requires enough for?
Is it suitable for a milkshake machine?
To be fair, it's like I say, it's if you're gonna have restricted outlets. In some cases, if it's too restrictive, then obviously you're not going to get the performance.
Yeah, so I think for Shafir, it might be useful for you to fill in one of our site specification forms,
Yeah.
and we can get a member of our technical team to have a look into maybe the specification of the milkshake machine. It might have like some sort of restrictions on it,
Yeah.
or it might have like a minimum like a maximum flow sort of thing. Be worth having a look at the installation or manual for the specification of the milkshake machine. Might be able to give you a bit more information.
There's other products in the range as well as the TankBoost. So there might be something else for
Yeah.
yeah.
So Maria's just made a point about wouldn't a milkshake machine need potable water?
Yeah, and you take the potable water off before your TankBoost, so you wouldn't really benefit. But like I said, there's other products there that might be suitable for that milkshake machine. This is
Is there a minimum requirement for how far the 28mm has got to be before reducing to 22?
off after the unit. Sorry.
Where is it? I think Shiraz is coming back on that one.
No, the 28 after the Shiraz, the 28 after the unit, as far as you can. There's not a minimum. Just basically, obviously, the more 22 or the more 15 you've got afterwards, then obviously you'd notice that restriction further down. For the 3-bar pressure question, it's fixed speed, but it'll achieve about 2-bar pressure at 40 liters per minute. So it is one of it's a really impressive unit, Shiraz. It's obviously there's applications as well for TankBoost, which fall into like your small commercial. So we have category 5 variants as well. So I'll just consider that when you're using them in places that you might need to consider to category 5 water tank that you need.
What sort of applications would you need a category 5 version of the TankBoost?
Abattoirs, things like that, anywhere where there's a chance of backsiphoning of water into the mains. So you need a category 5 tank, and we can supply them if needed.
Yeah. I can answer that one for you, Maria. On the working unit installer, we won't have a working unit, but we will have we'll have a few different sizes of TankBoost with us at installer show. We will also have a cutaway version of TankBoost, so you'll be able to see the inside, see the pump, see the ball valve. It'll be
Get your hands on it and you can have a look properly and see how it works, and we'll discuss that at installer for exactly what's supplied and how easy it is to fit. And you'll see the varying size as well. So
you'll be able to see all the connections, the pressure vessel that we've got on the back, the controller unit, all that sort of stuff. And Mike will also be there, so you can ask him all your difficult questions in person.
I'll have more time in person to go through a few. But no,
Definitely.
that'd be good to see you guys as well. If you can come and install, I just come and say hi.
Yeah, we're on stand G192. So G192. So it'll be great to see as many of you as possible down at the show. I think unless anybody's got any further questions, we might start to wrap it up. If you've got anything else, please feel free to drop it in the chat, and we'll
pick it up.
We can pick it up in the aftermath of the when is the show? The show is the last week in June. So we'll see you all there. And if you've got any more questions, drop them in the chat, and we'll get back to you after the webinar. And thanks again for joining us this evening.
No, thank you very much for taking time out here. I know you're all busy, so it's been really nice to speak to you. I've had some great questions back and forth, and I think we've missed, we'll come back to you. But like we're saying, come and say hi, installer. Have a look on our website. Like I say, I hope you get to use the TankBoost. It's a great new product.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.